Error message number 6, overflow. What does that mean? Is that something we should be concerned about? Another broken computer?
That means we're fired.
Guys, we're having a runtime error number 6 message. Overflow. I don't know what that means. I would think that means at least we have Wi-Fi today. That's a good thing. When we do occasionally have Wi-Fi here in the studio, when we're trying to do a live radio show, the good news is all the error messages pop up first.
Yeah, and all the updates.
That's how we know.
And then as soon as we update the computer, it never turns on again.
Hey, good news, guys. I think we're getting Windows 98.
Boom.
I think we're moving up to 98. 1998. Get ready. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, welcome. It's good to be with you again. Another fun radio show here on Live 105. Get yourself some BFD tickets before they're even on sale to the general public. I don't consider anyone who listens to this show to be general public. Of course not. You mean so much more to us than just that. Allie is right there. Deadeye's over there. Useless Weirdo in the other room. And Twinkie taking your calls at 800-696-1053. Deadeyes is now T-minus 10 days to go until he is no longer a threat to society. He will be a married man with a wife, which some people say is the greatest alibi you can have when you're into children, is to get married. And then people go, well, it's a married fella.
His wife is
what men
beard.
say that?
A lot of listeners are saying that. They're saying that this marriage is potentially, and I've seen you two together. I do believe there's actual love there, but
not as strong as his love for children.
Right, of course. I mean, that's a love. That's really more of a lust, I think, than a love. But regardless, he, that was always the thing. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I remember growing up, but there was just neighbors. There was people on my street growing up that, like, my parents were not comfortable with me going in their yard or trick or treating at their house, but they were.
But it was probably way cheap to live there, right?
Oh yeah. Well, they were married people. Like these guys were married men. They had and that was always the theory you had. They're like, well, he's married. He must be a normal fella.
Yeah, Randy, he's just working out of his garage during the day. He's got a wife. Everything's fine.
Guy likes to mow the lawn with his shirt off 7 days a week. What does that mean? That's I had a neighbor that was so weird that he had one pair of pants and he would cut them into jean shorts for 6 months of the year, and then he would sew the legs back on for the other 6 months of the year.
Really?
And they were these horribly fit, like Franken jeans that like you could were basically sewed back together.
Wow, Deadeyes, look at that. You could fix your pants.
And yeah, you could fix them. This is the guy that I live next to, and he was the one that his name was Gary.
Ah.
I should have known.
That's such a creepy murder name.
And he had this. He was the only guy that, and it's interesting because he was always out there shirtless mowing his lawn, yet he was the only person that had an overgrown lawn constantly. And the house just looked like it was, he had a house that looked like a haunted house.
It was just a toy lawnmower. It didn't do anything.
And he had the best, he's the guy that used to give out on Halloween, he would give out coupons for ice cream and cigarettes. That was your option.
Cigarette coupons?
No, actual cigarettes. That was in the dish. The dish was, I think it was like cigarettes for the adults and coupons for ice cream for the kids.
This guy sounds like a Santa Claus to me.
Really, not looking back on it, probably one of the better neighbors you could ask for.
Yeah.
But thinking about it now, I realize how creepy. I understand why my parents made his house a no-go zone. They said, we will not go to his house anymore. Eventually, I think the neighbors joined forces and they voted him out of the neighborhood. I think it was like the original Survivor.
I wonder how they found out that he was so creepy. I made another cigarette fort. Where'd you get that, Gary?
I do think one year he left the dish out, and it was one of the honor system years, and I do believe that we took a bunch of we just took everything, so that included cigarettes as well. And I don't think my parents were happy. And even though there was menthol in them cigarettes, I don't think they counted as candy. So as a result, Gary didn't last very long. I mean, he was in the neighborhood for a good time, but I do think the neighbors it was one of the first times I ever remember a petition being circulating around to try to get this guy voted out. Like long
poor Gary.
Long before reality shows, and that would have been, oh God, imagine that as a show. I mean, I think they've done everything now, and I don't know what season of Survivor they're on, or The Amazing Race, or whatever, but the concept of an actual neighborhood that exists, and everyone has that neighbor. I mean,
yeah, but sometimes that neighbor is not a weirdo. I mean, they're weird, but they're not like they need to be incarcerated weird. Like maybe that guy was just a weird guy who liked to mow lawns shirtless and hand cigarettes to children.
But I don't think, looking back on the situation now, I don't even think the guy had blades in his lawnmower because the grass never got shorter. So I think he just liked to walk around in short shorts with no shirt on
Yeah, but maybe that was it. Maybe he didn't need to be.
Well, regardless, I'm pretty sure no matter what neighborhood you're in, and the big difference now is I don't think people even talk to their neighbors anymore. I don't think anyone really knows. I mean, yeah, maybe you know one or two of the neighbors because you occasionally got to steal their newspaper or put your dog crap in their trash can. I understand that's what neighbors are for. But I think that the concept of a reality show where you go to a random neighborhood and then you agree ahead of time that one neighbor gets voted out of the neighborhood. Because every once in a while, there's the one, and it could be for a handful of reasons. Maybe they're the flag person. They're putting up flags every day of the week. Hey, it's Tuesday. Put up my Tuesday flag. Hey, it's
I'd
Easter.
rather ban that person than Gary.
That person's got a lot of spirit, a little too much spirit sometimes. And then oftentimes it's the person that's always complaining about things, or maybe the person that's you keep getting their junk mail. Whatever it is, they're
the one that send the neighborhood emails.
Yeah,
they start the neighborhood emails and want to hold meetings and block parties.
They're
and all
the
that
one
crap.
member of the neighborhood watch, which basically just gives them permission to constantly spy in your window at night when you're changing, and they're like, no, neighborhood watch duties.
Gary, you can't be on the neighborhood watch.
Let me tell you, Gary was the neighborhood watch, and it's always the neighborhood watch who needs to be watched most. I think we've decided that before. So I'm just saying that's not a bad idea. TV, if you're paying any attention, and you're not going to do another season of Scorpion, which is a highly rated and very popular show on CBS, and I'll never badmouth it here, but I think that's the move. You show up at a random neighborhood, one block, could be anywhere. Could be Walnut Creek, could be Concord, could be our favorite city of Pinole, and you just show up there and you say, in 3 weeks, one family gets voted right out of this neighborhood.
Survivor, Pinole. And
then you just figure it out, and then and trust me, alliances will be made, and this will be something you will watch. Because these aren't people that ask to be... See, most of these shows, these people, they want to be on TV. So you're already watching someone who, in a bit, is already a bit of a fame whore. I mean, they want... Right. These people go through... Like, you see someone on Survivor... They've been through, 10, 12 auditions. They've met with producers. They've made a videotape. These are people that want to be famous. They want to be stars. Or maybe they just want some money. You go to a random neighborhood, you say, hey, here's what we're doing. We're forcing you to be on the show. You're going to get a lot of...
Neighborhood watch has turned into a bunch of cameras.
You're going to get some real honesty, and I think that people could use some of that.
Yeah.
We try to give it to you on this show, but look for that soon. And we'll announce why the Bay Area has another city that is apparently the best place to live, especially if you're an old, decrepit person. Oh, it's going to be a good show today.
Well, I don't know if neighborhood reality shows would last as long as Survivor, which is like 72 seasons, right?
Nothing else will.
But it'd be worth watching at least one season.
I think it would be great. And it would give people an opportunity where you could nominate neighbors. See, it's not cool anymore to be like, this neighbor is a creep. Let's get rid of him. And I think it was when Sam
2016.
Sam Tripoli was on our show. This has been a while ago, comedian, but he was the one who said it used to be easy because it was whatever neighbor had the hot tub. That was how you could always determine who the weird one was.
Yeah.
But now that's kind of, hot tub popularity has gotten a little bit more mainstream. So it's not just like that weirdo that had the hot tub and the waterbed. You're like, yep, they're the weird ones.
I was the weirdo with the waterbed.
Yeah, well, that says a lot. Oh, by the way, did your sister, are we going to talk to your sister today?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, good, because...
Are we're continuing this lesbian debate?
Yes, I was reading some of the. I get caught up on the tweets and the emails and stuff after the show, and I didn't even realize. I forget half of the things we do when we're talking, and there was a lot of people that were giving us their theories as to if your sister has gone, how lesbian she's gone before, and the fact that it's fascinating that she would have never talked to you about it because in some ways you are a full-time 100% lesbian, so you're like a ninja in that world, and the fact that she would never
Yes, but I'm like a big brother to her. She doesn't feel like she can talk to me about these things.
Oh, so if she had to change a tire, she would talk to you.
Exactly.
But when it comes to that, she would never bring it up.
We would both talk about how we don't know how to change one.
Oh, that's interesting. I see. All I know is there was a lot of...
I don't think that she would ever tell me unless I really asked her, because I think it's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure, other than my sisters, my mother, and my future daughter, that every woman has had at least a lesbian experience to get them to the second base zone. Maybe beyond, but at least second base, because I do think every time a woman gets a new bra or gets her breasts augmented one way or another, it's always the other women that they say, feel these, touch these, rub these. Isn't that how it happens?
Really?
I thought so. No? Am I making that up?
What kind of friends did you have?
I always feel like women don't say that to each other. They'll always see that.
No, but we did all make out with each other, which is that was my heyday, man.
You and your sister.
No.
Oh. Damn
it.
I thought it was. I thought you.
No, any one of my girlfriends in my circle that was like, I've had a couple extra shots tonight. I think I might, for the first time, make out with another girl. I was like, hello. Yep, I'm here.
So you're convinced.
Did someone say lesbian? Hello?
I would just pop up like a dykey Beetlejuice.
If you want to give this a try, I'm down. I don't think it's going to ruin the friendship.
She was like Beetlejuice in the exact same outfit as Beetlejuice. Just pop up out of the. What'd you say? Did you say kiss a girl 3 times?
Oh, all the hot girls are gone. I guess I'll make out with you, Frump.
So you're saying you're like a less attractive Beetlejuice that shows up?
That's how I got my experience.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that first base, you think, because that was your theory yesterday, right? That you think your sister, if she's done anything with a girl ever, and a couple things we should point out about your sister. She goes to festivals. She's always at the Coachellas and the Bottle Rocks. She likes to. I feel like she definitely.
She naturally has friends and makes friends, and she's perfect, and everyone loves her.
Yeah, she's great, very attractive. But I mean, she's also the type of girl that like, and I don't know her obviously, like you know her. I've seen her, met her twice maybe. Would you say she's ever danced with glow sticks before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I'm sure she's danced with a glow stick or two.
I
think she's also hot to the point where she's the number one girl that other girls want to go to if they are going to experiment.
They try to suck some of her hotness power out of her mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to say... I'm
the one they settle for.
She's been all the way.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she has. I think that she has gone to first, maybe second base with a man present.
Oh, just to try to
I think she's one of the... Yeah, I don't think that she has one lesbian bone in her body. I think I got all of those thick bones. But I think that she did make out or go to second base, maybe touch a little boob just to impress a guy.
When does she wake up? What hour does she wake up? I'm sure she's sleeping now, maybe with a woman. But I really got to get to the bottom of this today.
She's getting her beauty sleep, literally.
I spent way too much time thinking about this yesterday because only because I think it's fascinating, the dynamic in your household, right, is that you grew up and it's you and you're a lesbian, and then you have a younger sister who's now, 25 or something like that? 26, 21?
22.
Something like that? Okay, so she just got through the college years, right?
Yeah.
You would think that you would be like the lesbian Yoda that she could have gone to, which makes me think maybe you're right. There was no interest at all.
I really don't think there's any interest. I think that I got all of those genes.
But then I think that younger sisters always look up to like their big sister, and they're like, oh, she's into this, I got to be into that. Oh, she wears Flower Bomb perfume, I got to get some Flower Bomb perfume.
Yeah, but I think when she was born, she was like, why is this girl wearing vests?
Oh,
like,
so she went the opposite.
Cowboy boots. She was like, I don't want to... She's not my role model. So I think she just went for the opposite from the beginning.
I look forward very much to trying to get to the bottom of this today. Also, we finally, someone has come up with the technology to keep the coyotes from taking over the world. And it will start with little dogs like mine. This is maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, maybe since the adult coloring book. I couldn't imagine it's going to do anything to save these animals alive, but
you're going to get one, I know it.
I may get more than one. It's fascinating. We'll break that down later. We'll give you some free drugs on the show today. And as you've heard, Donald Trump continuing to surge in popularity in many of them red states. And it's interesting, though, because when you break down the things he says, it's very hard to tell the difference if you just read the words between that of Donald Trump, a man in he's got to be in his 60s, right? I would imagine, or a child having a tantrum. We'll give you the opportunity for some Trump or tantrum later today for BFD tickets. And you can now start planning your funeral while you're our age. That's right. I don't think I'm going to live much past my 40s, but I could see...
Oh, don't say that. You got a baby on the way.
That's true. Damn it.
Damn it, I have to live longer.
I'm locked in for a while now. But think about this. There's so much great technology out there now where you could have your complete funeral not only planned, but you could almost experience it while you're alive.
Yes.
So,
but I don't think I would want that. Would you?
I think very much so. I want to make sure I know... Because at some point you've got other people making decisions. Well, we'll get into this later,
right.
But the future is bright for your dead body. We'll talk all about that and much more, including tickets to see this guy, because he'll be playing the main stage at Live 105's BFD 2016. It's Borns, and keep listening for a chance to get those tickets or Flight of the Conchords or much more. Plus, we'll tell you more about our cheap-ass ticket event on Saturday. It's Live 105. Good morning. Live, hello.
Are you guys talking about Oreos?
Let me guess, your Team Hydrox?
Team what?
Yep, no one's heard of those.
I think, you know what? They should leave well enough alone. I take double stuff Oreo. I'm an Oreo fanatic. I take double stuff Oreos, peel the tops off, and put them together for a quadruple stuff, and that ain't enough.
They call that Oreo animal style is what they call that.
That's right.
This segment brought to you by Hydrox. When you want an Oreo but don't have the money or the taste buds, get a Hydrox. Now available in one flavor, original.
Hydrox, they're not as good, but they're cheap.
What?
That's right. We're branding our show now with Kraft cookies. Trendosaurus, what is trending right now? First thing this morning on Live 105.
Okay, if you have seen The Matrix, you might be familiar with the directing duo formerly known as the Wachowski brothers. Well, now we can officially call them both the Wachowski sisters because the second Wachowski brother has come out as transgender. In 2012, Larry Wachowski came out as Lana Wachowski, and now her brother Andy has become Lily Wachowski. In her statement, she claims that she was basically being threatened by tabloids to come out or be outed against her will. She wanted to wait until she was really comfortable with the whole thing, but I guess that just was not in the cards. And she said she's now completely transitioned and she is out to her wife and kids. And in my opinion, I guess this is the quickest way to get more female directors. Not going to actually hire female directors. Just wait for the male directors to transition to females.
And let me say to all other men that claim they celebrated International Women's Day yesterday, whatever you did for your lady, your wife, your mother, is nothing compared to what the Wachowski sisters have done.
Did you become a woman?
No.
Didn't think so.
That is the only true way. Because whatever you did, you got some flowers, good for you. This person became a lady.
It's funny, though, because she's like, doesn't really want to come out with it. Mm-hmm. And it's on International Women's Day. And she's become a woman. And she's like, nah, not even I want to be a woman on International Women's Day.
Do you think, and I'm sure some people will say I'm being incredibly insensitive and don't know anything about what I speak, but do you think that one of the Wachowski brothers, the first one, or the second one, the one who just became out now, saw the other one and said, wow, my brother is actually a beautiful woman. I didn't realize, way better woman than was a man. So maybe I should go ahead and follow in these footsteps.
I think it's actually a one-up situation.
Oh,
because I think Lana, the first one that transitioned, I don't think she's that cute for a woman, and I think that Lily, the picture that was posted of her, way more attractive.
Interesting.
So I think she was like, you know what? I can one-up my own sister and do better.
Well, I guess the next Matrix movie is going to cost 30% less to shoot, which is amazing.
Exactly. Or Speed Racer, too. All right. Just when you thought it was safe to eat the mole, the Chipotle contamination strikes again.
Come on.
Yep. No customers.
They promised us never again.
No customers are being affected by this one yet, but we know how these things work at this point. I'm sure we haven't seen the last of this. 4 employees at a Chipotle in Massachusetts have fallen ill with the norovirus, and the place has been temporarily shut down. It seems the new safety procedures are working great so far. They will scour and sanitize the place before reopening. I guess offering tuition reimbursement is pretty easy when your workers are too sick to actually attend classes. But they sure are taking advantage of those health benefits with all the vomiting and diarrhea.
You think Taco Bell is sending people into Chipotle with noro to sneeze on stuff? I mean, that's you think about it and you say, oh, well, of course they would never do such a thing. And I'm right in the middle of this new season of House of Cards right now. So I see all of the backdoor channeling. And
the manipulation.
The gimmicks that goes on in Washington. And I think to myself, why would that not happen? Because if I'm driving down the street and I'm craving some Mexican food and I'm thinking I'm going to go Chipotle and then I hear about another noro case, I could easily keep going on the block, go to Taco Bell. And be like, I got my burrito and I didn't get my noro. So it seems like you hear that now, you go, there's no way they would do that. But it is
I think if a Taco Bell employee were to do that, they would walk into a Chipotle and be like, I could be working here? Why am I at the stupid Taco Bell? They're not even paying me a lot to go in here and sneeze on people.
Patrick, is Taco Bell sponsoring any of our breaks today, or Chipotle? I know they're both sponsors of this show. So before we continue on with this conversation.
We have neither today.
Oh, good.
So we're good.
Patrick enjoyed himself the new Burger King hot dog last night.
How was that?
It's so not worth it.
They're a sponsor, though.
Not today.
Oh, good.
Is that the new rule? Is that if we're not sponsoring it today, then we can talk bad about it?
Yeah, we can say horrible things about the products as long as they're not on the current show. Yeah.
Okay.
You won't hear us say anything bad today about Geico.
Tom Shane.
That's right.
Well, I want to know what your poop looks like after a couple days there, Turd Camel.
Yeah, I can do.
We're going to have to wait till 4 p.m. exactly today when Turd Camel releases. If you don't know what Turd Camel means, you can check it out. There's all sorts of show terms, things that you may be confused about. Maybe you're a new listener. It's on the brand new website, kevinkleinlive.com, and click on show stuff or something like that. You can find them in there somewhere.
All right, let's end with a feel-good local drug ring story, huh? 6 21-year-old frat boys and sorority girls have been arrested for allegedly running an international ecstasy ring at UC Santa Cruz. Police seized 5,000 tablets of MDMA, roughly worth $100,000, which was being shipped in 3 separate packages to the actual students. I guess they really weren't being creative about hiding their drugs. They've all been arrested now, and activities have been suspended for Alpha Kappa Delta Phi, a sorority that claims they have zero-tolerance policies when it comes to drugs in Santa Cruz, where there's tons of drugs all the time.
How was this shipped? What was the shipping company they used?
They didn't disclose the shipping company. I don't know. I think it was Standard Postal Service.
People used to get very clever. I mean, even something as simple as if you were trying to, and I think it's still legal to do this, so I don't encourage it. I don't recommend it. But I do know that on the rare occasions you'd hear a story of someone who's like, "Yeah, I wanted to send my buddy a joint or a blunt," and then they would say, "I wrapped it in coffee beans, I put it in a jar of peanut butter,
and then I put that inside of a shampoo bottle."
Right, I covered the whole thing, and then I rubbed patchouli all over the envelope, and which, by the way, don't ever make anything smell like patchouli, because if it smells like patchouli, trust me, there's something illegal in there. Should be in there.
And it'll smell like patchouli forever and
people
ever.
have gotten very lazy, and I don't even think they. I mean, used to hide stuff inside of hollowed out teddy bears or like.
Yeah,
and
but
now
I think
it's
now people don't mail things that much anymore, so it's like nah.
Yeah, I think
they're like, oh, should I put this in a shampoo bottle? No, you just send it to me.
I think USPS is just so thrilled that someone bought a Forever stamp. They're like, what do you got here? You going to put some stamps on a pound of cocaine? Great.
Put it in a transparent, clear package.
Would you like to get some of these commemorative stamps as well while you're here? No? Just this?
Please come back.
Just the cocaine? All right. Here's your shipping. Please.
I'm Patrick with traffic for Kevin Klein Live.
Hey, thanks, Patrick. What a professional right there. Gabe in Concord, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
Hello?
Yeah.
How you guys doing, Kevin and Allie?
We're fine. Well, actually, we were fine until we started talking to Gabe in Concord.
God.
Everything was going great. Show was off to a nice start. Some fine text pouring through. And then people say, where did it all go wrong? And it was when we said, hi, Gabe, Concord, you're on the air.
It's when we went to Concord.
Well, when we get back, we will give you the information that you actually care about. The scientific number as to how long you're supposed to wait before you first have sex with a new person. Chili Peppers will be coming to the Bay for Bottle Rock, and then the week after that is Live 105's BFD information at live105.com. Tickets available for the general public tomorrow, the cheap-ass ticket event on Saturday, and you can win them from us throughout the show today.
Wait, it's pre-sale tomorrow, right?
Yes, pre-sale tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, pre-sale and sale is pretty much the same thing, right? If you get your hands on it. You need a password for the pre-sale?
You need a password for the pre-sale, yeah.
Do we know what that is, or are we going to make it difficult?
Oh, we're going to make it as difficult as possible.
All right.
Well, I think it also makes it difficult that we don't even know what it is.
No one told us.
And I don't know how we're going to find out.
I'll text it to everyone right now. There you go.
Oh, got it.
Click on that, and you're as good as into Live 105's BFD, or don't worry about any of that nonsense and win some tickets from us later on the show today. Keep listening for your opportunity to get into BFD. Be one of the first people with tickets in your hands. Creepy Creeper's on the phone. He's in a bad mood right now. I'm not surprised about that.
Okay.
Also, the 3-date rule, as we learned, has kind of morphed into the 10... What was it, the 10 back and forth Tinder rule? Before you had sex. And then now there's a new caveat. So in case you're wondering if you were waiting too long to give it up, well, things have changed. Who better to talk about that than a sexual expert? The man has not had sex since 1996.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
The back seat of his, what was the car you had sex in, Creepy Creeper?
Oh, Kevin, how you doing? Allie, how you doing, my love?
Fine.
Allie, I love you, my beautiful love.
What car did you have sex in?
Eddie, my 88 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
The 88 Pontiac Grand Prix was the last time and the first time anyone has had sex in that car.
I told you could punt that football.
Yeah, the video of Allie punting the football when she won the money from me and proved to everyone that women are as dominant at punting as she originally claimed.
Oh,
yeah.
Has been viewed many, many times, and lots of comments.
almost as much as me touching dogs.
Yeah, really, it's interesting. People like watching you kick balls and touch balls.
Yeah.
Equally valuable. But the comments that Creepy Creeper was leaving on that video were very uncomfortable, and it was a lot of exclamation points, a lot of capital letters, a lot of how sexy you looked, how flexible you are, how he'd love you to kick him and move those legs up. And you really made a lot of uncomfortable, weird comments.
Oh, no, Kevin. How could you possibly say that, Kevin?
I saw them.
Yeah. I thought that you wouldn't like that video so much because I wasn't wearing blue jeans, Creeper.
Yeah, but Allie, you looked so totally beautiful in that outfit.
I was very elegant.
Punting that football. Oh, Allie. Oh, let me tell you.
Is it true that there's somebody working behind the scenes here on the show that you don't like?
Well, you talk, Allie, how can you possibly say? We've been through that before already.
Dead eyes? Dead eyes?
Dead eyes? What do you mean dead eyes?
Hey, Dead eyes?
Yeah.
No, me and Dead Eye, we're cool.
Is it Patrick?
No, me and Patrick were cool.
Is it me?
No, Kevin.
Is it me?
No, Allie.
Well, you're the one he's going to kill, put in his freezer. Out of love,
That's
though.
love.
It'll be a crime of
So
passion.
who don't you like, Creeper?
Allie, I like everybody.
I was told there's someone here you refuse to talk to, and whenever he answers the phone, you hang up immediately.
Oh, no, Kevin, I didn't hang up. I only hang up if I'm at home for a little while.
So you don't have any problem with Twinkie at all?
Nope.
That's not what we heard. We heard that you refuse to talk to him, and whenever he comes on the phone to talk to you, you hang up on him.
Oh, no, I don't hang up on the guy.
You believe that you should get preferential treatment, right? Because you've got some weird sexual fantasy with Allie?
Wait, say that again, Kevin?
Exactly. All right.
But you said mean things about him from the start. When he first started working here, you said you didn't like that guy.
Yeah, but you want to know, Allie, I kind of got used to him. But the only time I hang up is only if I'm on hold for, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on hold for. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
You're still using a burner cell phone, so you have limited minutes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes you've gone through your entire monthly allotment of minutes while waiting on hold just to talk to us?
Yeah, Kevin, actually, yes.
And that gets expensive.
That's the only time I hang up. Other than that, I'll stay on hold as long as I can.
All right.
Do you still have that Pontiac?
Allie, no.
What do you drive? You don't drive now, do you?
No, I do drive, Kevin.
What do you drive?
What do I drive? I drive a 2009 Cobalt.
Ooh.
Allie, I can't believe your pants are still on.
Allie,
I'd love to not have sex with you in that.
I should drive out to California and take you out on a date in my Cobalt, and then, we could do what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. You know how great your torso would fit in the trunk of this Cobalt? It'd be amazing.
It's great. So
Plenty of
roomy.
rooms. All right, Creepy Creeper.
All your body parts.
We thank you for this. Let me just ask you hypothetically, and then we'll get to the science behind this. But if you were to start dating Allie, even though she's a lesbian and has no interest in you, even if she was into men, how many dates would you wait before you tried to have sex with her?
I would go on 4 dates with her. Mm-hmm. 4 or 5 dates.
And then you would...
Kevin, you got everything mixed up. Allie loves me.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about all that.
You're the one who's mixed up, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, that's
Don't
right.
you see?
I guess I'm delusional
We're
here.
all mixed up and delusional.
Yeah, no, that is the exact thing that someone who's delusional claims. Everyone else is crazy, and they're the only ones that are seeing things sanely.
But he would give me 4 chances.
Well...
More.
He's shockingly right about that. At least
he is?
According to the public still, and I'm surprised because I kind of thought this third date thing. To me, that seemed very like old school. It seemed very like early 2000s. I feel like people had moved past that now. No one has an attention span anymore. Everyone's got ADD, and as a result, I just thought people were meeting, saying hi, checking for warts, and then having sex.
Yeah, so they don't forget who the other person is.
Yeah, it turns out it's still that's listen, 1 to 2 dates. 28% of people are waiting 1 to 2 dates to actually have sex.
How long did you wait?
With my wife now?
Yeah.
She made me wait, I think, until, it was probably date number 5.
Really?
Yeah, date 5. And I put in some pressure like date 3. I was like, all right, we know what happens after date 3. And then she's like, what? And I was like, you know. And she goes, you can take me home right now? I was, no.
No, not again.
I want to say it was date 5. And even date 5, I want to say it was like just the tip.
No.
Yes, date 5 was just the tip. And then it wasn't, I don't even think it was until date 7.
It's funny because all you did on the first 5 dates was tip.
That's all I did. It's all, it was constantly sitting there. All right. More sushi, more tipping, more sushi, more tipping, followed by I finally got the sweet tip back. But I don't think that was until date 7. And the only reason I think she gave me sex after date 7 was because she left her keys and her wallet in the
And
back,
her virginity.
in the back of the cab. I was so mad. I went out to the cab, and there she is with the cab driver in the back seat. And I went through this whole process to track it down. Right, I called the cab company and drive around and go. And I remember she was so impressed with all I went through.
You've done a sufficient amount of work locating my things.
I was exhausted, and I want to say I spent a couple $100 in cabs trying to find.
Oh my God!
All of that, I think she felt like she was obligated at that point to give me sex.
Kevin, you were whipped.
Date 7, I think, is when I actually got it finally. But I mean, other women, 3, 4, 5 dates, no sex at all. I thought it was like a nonverbal contract.
Man, me and my girlfriend, first date.
First date, you
and
had sex?
second date and third date.
Come on.
Yep.
Wow, you're in a very.
I'm a one and done kind of girl.
You're in a very low % of people that still do that.
Guys, though, it was easy for me to wait.
Yeah, I'm so not attracted. I'm repulsed by you, so I'll just wait around and get some more free brunches out of the mix.
This is real easy. I'm going to go hang out with my best friend.
20% of people say they waited until 6 or more dates, and then only 5% say that they wait until after they get married. But that's not possibly true. That's a lie, I would imagine. So it's got to be that's probably 2%. But the main amount of people are still waiting between that 3 to 5 dates is still that sweet spot.
650 said, my fiance and I met off of Tinder, met in a public place, and had sex within a half an hour of meeting each other.
That's got to be a record. I mean,
my friend who's getting married met her boyfriend at a party, and they had sex in the car after like an hour.
Here's the thing about that. I think when that's happening, you don't assume that the relationship is going to go anywhere because you think to yourself, if it does, we got to change this story. This can't be our go-to story.
Yeah.
Oh, we met on Tinder and had sex in a half an hour in the backseat of our car, and now we're getting married. Like that's a great story if it's someone that you don't see after that, or you have some fun with for a summer. And that's it.
It is true because when I first met my girlfriend, she was like, "Nah, I'm bisexual. I don't really know. I've never really had a girlfriend before." And I was like, "Well, this isn't going anywhere." So I was like, "Why would I wait?" Mm-hmm. But then it kept going and going. And now I do feel like I should change the story because we met online.
You had full sex the night you met? Mm-hmm. Wow. That's unbelievable. You got some game. I mean, I'm telling you right now,
Thank you.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Who initiated that, you or her?
We both did. And we were with another friend of mine who was like, if you need help, if you want me to make up an excuse and make it so that you have to go, let me know. And then when we were like macking it in the corner of the bar, she was like, I think I'm going to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She was like, okay, I'm going to let you two alone. You're good, right? But Deadeyes probably doesn't have a story that he wants to keep. They met in Vegas. I bet they had sex on the first date.
Nope.
Come on, you guys met in Vegas.
It was Vegas, of course you did.
No, we
had sex right there in the bar.
We made out and stuff, but we didn't go all the way.
Yeah,
you went over to the sex bar.
Right, yeah, you probably went right over there. Would you have sex in the Bellagio fountains that night?
I can't afford the Bellagio.
Anyone can have sex in the fountains until they throw you out.
Ew.
But you don't. But she's embarrassed about that story. You don't care about that story. She is, or no.
I don't think that she's super proud of meeting in Vegas. No, I don't care. I think it's fun.
I know a guy that met a chick on spring break. She was in a wet T-shirt contest, and he was the random guy that got selected to spray her with a hose. and they ended up dating.
That is great.
And ended up getting married. I think their divorce is now finalized.
Oh,
but that is
no.
that was their story. And I said, like, I'm like, well, that is something that's got to, you can't even keep any part of that story.
So does he just go back to the drawing board? He's like, another wet T-shirt contest to find my next bride.
Right back to Daytona Beach. But, like, I was thinking to myself, like, that story has got to be...
That's a bad one.
Who can you tell that one to?
Who can you tell that
she was
one
in a
to?
wet T-shirt contest. I was randomly selected to spray her with a hose.
Did you go to their wedding? Did they talk about that? Did anyone mention in their speech?
I was invited, and I did not go.
I'd love to see that.
I believe that was an off-limits topic.
And when my daughter was...
pre-drought, let me tell you what she was doing. But you hear about that one, and you go, all right, look, yeah, that happens a lot, and then you assume that's going to be a good weekend, good story. You go ahead and put that in your resume of great stories you tell people, but... You don't necessarily think that's going to lead to anything.
Here's another one, 979. Me and my girlfriend met on OkCupid. Our first date was 40s in a hobo park, and we banged in a bush by the pool. We've been happy for almost a year now.
Well, a year.
I think you got to get a couple more years under you.
For a year. Please.
Anyone can be happy for a year.
But they did say a study, some scientists looked into these numbers, and they published a study to find out how the sexual timing is linked to relationship quality in a sampling of 10,000 unmarried men and women. And what they found, and this was the average age they looked for, was 27 years old. And what they found in that time is that there's actually no correlation between the amount of time you wait to have sex and how happy or how... what the likelihood is that your relationship will succeed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, if you know you like somebody and you know you want them, make it happen. Why do you have to wait?
Gentlemen, nothing will make a woman hotter than you pulling out this survey out of your pocket when she's trying to play hardball on the first, second, or third
No,
date.
you see, look, it doesn't matter.
Look at this.
Bullet point 5.
I know nothing gets you hotter than a Venn diagram. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one really quickly. So Deadeyes, how many dates was it?
Yeah.
I don't think she wants me revealing that.
Come on.
Is it one hand, two hands?
That I used?
No, what? No. I know what you used that night. It was one hand.
So it was the first night.
Perfect. Yesterday, around this time, announced the goal to be number one radio show in San Francisco by BFD, which gives us from now until June 4th to make it happen. You can be a huge part of that. People throughout the day yesterday hitting us up all over the place, website, emails, text line, Twitter, saying things that they will do to help us become that number one show by getting the word out there. $0 marketing, getting radio set, rideshare drivers, keeping the show on longer. You have no idea how much we appreciate it. And everyone who does something that helps us become that number one show. We will be taking some of our favorites at random, and you will be rewarded with BFD tickets. We'll probably end up doing what we did last year, if you remember that, where we send Useless Weirdo into the streets, and he randomly requests rides from Uber and Lyft drivers, and if they happen to have the show on, he will just go ahead and hand them an envelope with BFD tickets in the envelope. That is one of the many things that we'll be doing to thank you for continuing to listen and support the show, regardless of what your passengers say, even when they demand that you turn it off immediately. People get.
I think it's funny because last year when Patrick did this, I'm pretty sure he still got low passenger ratings even after giving them BFD tickets.
He got because he went like half a block and then asked to be dropped off, and even though he handed them an envelope of tickets, they still gave him one
They're
star.
like, come on, man. This guy's a loser.
Wes Margilio on Twitter saying to us, "Too bad the radio app sucks. Cuts you guys out in the middle of your sentences. I'd be listening, but instead I'm stuck with suck." Well, I'm sorry about that. We didn't invent the radio.com app, and hopefully a newer technology will be coming along, but I wouldn't count on it.
Stuck with suck is a good catchprise for us,
Stuck with suck is not bad at all. We may take that.
408 said, as far as when they made Sweet Love, on which date number, 408 said, my wife and I's first date was BJ's.
That sounds like an awesome first date.
Oh, no, it was at a BJ's. Sorry.
Still a good first date, but not as good as the original context to that.
She put anal beads in my hand under the table, and then I got a BJ in my mom's car.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That is elaborate.
We will be married 8 years in June. Okay. So that one worked out.
There's one of them stories you don't tell a lot of people, but thanks for sharing it with
Handed off anal beads in a BJ.
strangers on the radio. Much appreciated. Well, I know that what you're thinking is this show just all about sex and drugs, and the answer is, of course, it is not. If you'd like to win drugs, though, call us immediately at 800-696-1053. For Name That Narcotic, we will get to that in a moment. And then later on, we're going to switch gears entirely to figure out exactly what happened with this story.
It all started when Gail says she was eating some soup in her house and a man appeared at her door completely naked.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were getting away from this for a second. Eating soup, a nice wholesome story. Then a naked man has to come and ruin everything, even a nice bowl of soup. We'll get into that later this morning as well. Your chance to score some BFD tickets from us. If you can tell the difference between Donald Trump ranting and a child having a tantrum, it is getting that much more difficult to do. So we'll get to that and planning your very own funeral. Plus something that could save your dog or small child's life from coyotes that apparently are no longer afraid of people. And I had mentioned this now going back about 7 months. I think that was the day I came in one morning and there was coyotes that were like circling around my car, my garbage cans. Well, this is only continuing. It's only getting worse. And the more and more selfies that are being taken and the less and less times people are actually kicking the coyotes in the face, they just continue to realize that people are pussies. And as a result, they have a plan to once again inherit the earth, and we will talk about someone who is trying to invent something to change all of that. Could save your lives.
Or not at all.
So we'll do all of that, plus some sweet FU kales being introduced into the world. So bad time to be on a diet. We will get into that later as well. Don't dance like that. That is not a good look on you at all. It's Live 105. We've got stuff for you, drugs. In fact, maybe you were high at some point recently and you had one of them sweet
You're right.
ideas. I'm just saying, hypothetically, could have happened to anyone. Later on this week, Friday, the return of the Dank Tank. That's right. It's like the Shark Tank, but with your ideas. And Joey Coco Diaz will be on with us. That guy loves some weed, and he will be on to help invest his real hard-earned money from comedy and being in movies, as well as us on your ideas. So think about them on Friday. The Dank Tank will be back. I know a lot of people have been asking us, say, I've got the best, the next greatest idea. Well, we will find out once and for all. Will you be able to come up with something better than the Kool-Aid umbrella? Probably not. But if you do, we want to hear about it on Friday, where we'll be investing our actual money to make your ideas become realities.
And we will remind you, because I know you're going to forget in about 30 seconds.
Write it on your hand right now with Sharpie, and then and hopefully this will remind you that you need to do this by Friday.
New Scorpion, CBS tomorrow, or stream it live or on demand.
Nothing. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about. They've replaced everything now with Scorpion.
Just shameless
ads.
at this point.
Oh, it's really annoying. All right, let's get to Name That Narcotic, shall we?
Name That Narcotic!
It's a good one today. Drugs on the line for you and yours. You can have them all to yourself. You can share them with a loved one. Legal disclaimer, Allie?
Oh, prizes are subject to change.
That is, of course, the most important part of Name That Narcotic. The prizes
That's what the lawyers say.
are subject to change. Ross, San Francisco, what's up?
Hello.
Hi, Ross.
Name That Narcotic time. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. Are you on drugs right now?
No comment.
Oh.
You know who would not be eligible to play this game? Maria Sharapova. Would not be allowed to play Name That Narcotic because she got that dirty urine. Here we go.
I would really love to play this game with her.
It'd be a lot more grunting. A 29-year-old man by the name of Martin. All of this information is very helpful when trying to determine what drug he was on or had on him or in him. A 29-year-old named Martin went to a store and was seen putting a large amount of Yankee candles into a bag.
Oh. He has a loved one at home.
Now, those Yankee candles, they're not cheap. So he knew what he was after, I think. He wanted his place to smell of honeydew melon. So he loaded up on Yankee candles. When the store security confronted the man for shoplifting, he made a run for it. And that is
with a bunch of glass candles?
A bunch of candles, which will slow down your time on the 40. When a witness tried to grab the suspect, his bag fell to the floor, smashing the contents inside.
Oh, honeydew melon.
He was later arrested and charged with theft, trespassing, and resisting arrest. Now, during the interrogation, all of these details will help you determine what drug this man was on, because candle theft points to some drugs you can completely, I think, eliminate from the equation. And then other drugs, you're like, I could see the candles being an important part of that. He seemed agitated and moody and often spoke in long, meandering sentences. At one point, he even asked the detective if he could take his shirt off, a request which was denied.
Is this your neighbor?
This is Gary Roush, my neighbor. And then he mowed his lawn. When asked why he stole the items, he said he owed about $180 to some Somalian men for drugs.
Oh.
And that is when they decided to test him, and they found that he was high on, and this is where you come in. Chance for you to win yourself drugs or a very different prize, because the prizes are subject to change, but probably drugs. What's up?
I'm going to say heroin.
Okay,
wow,
interesting.
aggressive.
Right to heroin. Let's go ahead and lock you in on that one.
I mean, heroin does make you do some crazy things if you owe people in Somalia money.
Just heroin, or are you going to go with a poo-poo platter?
I'm going to stick to heroin, yeah.
Stick to heroin. His parents are so proud. On the line, you could win drugs. You could win a different prize if the lawyers decide that we need to change it out. This man that stole the Yankee candles and then tried to take his shirt off was high on a combination, a dangerous combination, by the way.
Speedballing? Was he speedballing?
Of cocaine and
Yankee candle fumes?
heroin. Is that a win? Deadeye's thumbs up or down? He said heroin, but it was... Oh, Deadeye says thumbs... Wow, what a...
Deadeye's thumbs down?
He only got half of the drugs.
Yeah, but he got like the most important half, I think,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. Cocaine's pretty important.
I don't know what percentage
Save that clip.
of heroin he was versus cocaine he was, but he had both in his system. So you're saying he does not win? He said
You
heroin.
asked him if he wanted to have a platter, and he went with the straight heroin.
Ross, Deadeye says you don't win any heroin.
Oh, man, please.
Please.
All right, he makes a good argument. How can you argue with that? All right.
Well, since you said please.
Here's something that's far more addictive and equally bad for you. 21 Pilots on your Live 105. Trendsaurus, the aggressive, angry dinosaur that joins us to tell us what is trending in the world each and every hour here at Live 105 in the morning. We will find out. Will Trendsaurus be on site for the cheap-ass ticket event on Saturday? People buying $10.53 BFD tickets, perhaps.
Well, he has very active weekends, but
Who
he
knows?
should be able to stop by.
That guy is a real coos hound on the weekends. He's very busy with the ladies, so I have no idea if he's going to be at the cheap-ass ticket event or not. I believe he likes to pay full price for his tickets as well.
Oh, yeah, he likes to be classy like that.
A lot of people hitting us up, letting us know ways that they will help us to make this show the number one show in the Bay Area. First time Live 105 would have had a number one show on it in over a decade, since the days of Stern was here. We'd like to be that show, and your continued help will only probably make that happen more and more. Let me say hi to you, Chuck.
Spreading the word, getting your show out, because I'm a huge fan. I listened to Alice for about 2 years, and I heard you guys about a month ago, and you blow them out of the water, man. I really like the show.
Thank you. You're fighting the good fight, and you're welcome. We will take all... I know that a lot of you were stuck on other stations for a long time. It was bad habits. Bad habits die hard. And you realized after whatever it was, years, months, why am I listening to this still? Yeah, I guess it's a familiar voice, but they're not saying anything interesting. They're not pushing the envelope. They're not making me think. I'm definitely not laughing. And then you give this show a chance for a couple of days, and either you will learn to hate it very quickly, or potentially it will grow on you.
Yeah.
And thank
hate it
you
a little
for that.
less than the other things that you've listened to. People on the text line that are Lyft and Uber drivers are pledging to keep it on the station, keep it on our show,
Good.
and not change it for anything,
Yeah.
even if passengers
That's right.
get out of the car while it's moving.
That's fine. And you know what? A couple passengers are probably going to have to get out of a moving car. It's just going to have to happen. But you could score yourself BFD tickets in the process. Josh, Santa Rosa, hi.
I have a really hard time waking up in the mornings. So what I did is I used radio.com's alarm clock, and just the sound of your voice infuriates me so much that I'm like out of a sound sleep.
All right. Well, that's not as nice as the Flash guy, but thank you.
All right, we'll still take it. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll still take it. If you think we're infuriating, wait till you try to get a clean signal on that app, all right? Let's find out what's trending right now with Trendsaurus. We got that's a child this week that cried because of my voice, and an adult that finds my voice equally irritating. Well, that will all change. BFD tickets coming your way in moments here on Live 105, so be listening closely for that. And something that could save the life of you, your dog, your cat, your hamster, or your child. We'll get into that. Maybe
Or nobody at all.
Or probably no one, yeah. Trendsaurus, what's trending right now?
Okay, Kevin, gay pool update. These updates are not looking good for you in any way. Did you have Ronda Rousey this year?
Yeah, I drafted Ronda Rousey as someone that I thought was going to go ahead and announce to the world that she is gay.
And Caitlyn Jenner was last year? Okay. All right, let's start with Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Bantamweight champion Miesha Tate is spreading baby rumors about Ronda Rousey. Fresh off of her victory over Holly Holm, she was asked about her possible upcoming match with Rousey, and she said she is not even sure what the hell Ronda's thinking right now, and that it seems she's a lot more focused on having Travis Brown's baby than she is on fighting. So that's not good.
No.
Caitlyn Jenner is not doing you any favors either, Kevin. She said that she is open to dating men and that she supports Ted Cruz. Both of which are not very lesbian-like. But in my favor, Emma Watson just gave a speech about female orgasms and said she has a girl crush on bell hooks.
Oh, wow, you're getting points. I should have drafted your sister. So I should have drafted. Can't wait to call her and find out. Some interesting thoughts coming through on that one. People say that they think Allie's sister's gone all the way with women, many women, and some even say that your sister perhaps has been with women you've been with that you don't know about.
I think also my girlfriend is wanting to know. I think she's curious. I think she wants to make out with my sister.
Why? It's everyone's fantasy. Look, you think, oh, women, they're not as deprived as men in their brains, but oftentimes far worse. And the concept of that forbidden fantasy of being with sisters. Oh, it's such a sweet...
Well, didn't you hook up with your wife's older sister?
No, I went to school. I never hooked up with her. I went to school with her older sister.
Did you ever want... I know you wanted to.
No, I did not. I didn't. I actually...
Sisterly love?
Okay, yes.
Anniversary gift?
It'd be nice. But no, I never did. It was strictly a friendship and nothing more.
Not even a drunk makeout?
Nothing. I don't.
At a party? You went to high school together. Come on.
I know, but I don't think her sister drank. I think she was too responsible. She made far too wise decisions to hook up with someone like me.
She never drank, so that's why she never hooked up with anybody.
And also, I was pretty ugly starting at about 8th grade on till right now, till current. So that's where I'm at, unfortunately.
So you've worked your way up to a 7.
I told you I peaked in 7th grade. That was when I peaked because I think I was prepubescent or in the process of, and as a result, that's the best I ever looked. And then since then, it's just been a disgusting hodgepodge of hairs and lumps.
I've seen your
stuff.
driver's license pictures. Not so bad. You look good in that picture.
That was shockingly, I know that's probably the only good picture I've ever taken in my entire life.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
not a lot of people can take a good DMV picture.
But at this point now, that picture is even about 7 years old, I think, maybe 8. And
you can tell you've got some more wrinkles.
The last time I went to the airport, the person was like, "Do you have a nut?" Because they didn't even think that was me anymore. So I was like, "Oh God."
As stoners, we are happy we no longer have to slink in the shadows and come up with weird names for weed like Bicycle or King Henry or send packages in coffee bean containers. We're happy we're now free to buy legal weed. But you know who's not happy? The Mexican drug cartels of the world. Their sales have been plummeting since the legalization of marijuana. In fact, the number of marijuana seizures in the U.S. and Mexico are the lowest they have been in over a decade. People used to pay like $60 to $90 per kilo back in the day. Now they're only being sold for about $30 to $40 a kilo. And if this continues, businesses could be run completely into the ground, these Mexican drug cartel businesses. The war on drugs might be won, for weed anyway.
Well, the Mexican drug cartel is going to have to come up with new and exciting products. That's the real issue now. You got to build an app or something like that.
Why don't we lace it with cocaine? No, we did that.
They got to do something. They got to do something new and different because you're absolutely right. And I've watched some Narcos, and yes, weed gets grown all over the place now. Governments are growing weed. States are legally growing weed. So the Mexican drug cartels, it's like think about it like this: you're the one Mexican restaurant in the neighborhood, and you've got the monopoly on it. And then all of a sudden, everyone starts popping up with their own Mexican restaurant. You start losing a little bit more business, and the next thing you know, you're lucky to sell a few tacos anymore because everyone has got their Mexican place.
But I would think that when it comes to Mexican drug cartels, marijuana is just like the side of rice and beans when it comes to drugs. I mean, that's just kind of like, all right, we'll grow weed too because we've got the land and it's pretty easy to grow it. But where we really make our money, I mean, it's like cheesy gordita crunch, like the heroin.
But remember the movie Blow? And yes, there was a lot of cocaine in it. But they started out, they were moving a ton of weed as well. And they were making a lot of money. So with anything that quantity, when you start losing that, I mean, it starts dipping in. Yeah, a couple million. You'd think a drug cartel could take a $2 million loss here and there.
Right.
But it's like...
But over years...
The Mexican drug cartel is kind of like the state of radio.
We're going the way of the Mexican drug cartel.
It peaked in the 80s, and it has been slowly declining ever since, is the real problem. But thanks anyway.
Damn it. All right, news reporters always want to get as close to the action as possible when a story breaks. It's even better when you're almost a casualty in a crash while you're reporting on a different crash, which is what happened to this Bay Area reporter. He was out on the streets of Alameda covering the train that derailed into a creek after a mudslide this weekend when he became the newest breaking story.
I think this was planned.
And obviously it was a chaotic and confusing situation for...
Guy has like cat-like reflexes to get out of the way there.
I mean,
that
the fact
car
that this
coming
was
in
on
fast.
Like that they got this on camera is awesome because you see the split second the car is heading towards him, and if he had jumped the other way, dead.
Once again, another traffic guy doing his job way better than our traffic guy. And this guy is probably
cat-like instincts with traffic.
Probably a video that has been viewed millions of times. One of the biggest local stories in recent memory, and even beating Curry in headlines for one day and one day only. News reporter jumps out of way of speeding vehicle, and our traffic guy just sits in that studio like a real dummy.
Yeah, talks about trash bags on the side of the road.
Oh,
Holy... Oh, my God.
You want to hear? You're okay. Tell him you're okay.
We're okay.
We're okay.
Oh, my God.
We're okay.
Oh, my God.
then the news comes back once they make sure that he's okay, and he has a moment, an emotional breakdown on the air, which is also great for ratings.
Absolutely.
I want to bring Chip out here.
Yeah. This is our photographer who you're working with.
I just would like to thank Chip for...
His voice is all crackly. He's very emotional. He realized that his life almost just like that could have been over.
Thanks, buddy.
No, you're all right.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Thanks.
No,
it's scary.
It's
scary.
Okay. It's all right, Alex. It's okay. You collect your thoughts. We're just thankful to see you and Chip. Glad you're okay. We'll talk more about what happened out there. You showed us you're okay. Collect your thoughts.
Scary. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're crying on national television. Why don't you collect yourself a little
local
bit,
television. Local television.
We send you hugs and love, Alex.
That's right. We're with you. And,
we'll let him go. I can tell you're getting emotional.
Okay.
I have to pass on. And Alex, feel free to. I can tell your heart's still beating fast. So we're going to let you go just for a second here. We're with you.
I don't know if my wife. She's not watching. I haven't been able to call her. Just want to tell my wife I'm okay.
Yeah.
And my family. Yeah. So
we will
in case
do
they
that.
hear it online. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you step away, and we'll talk to you in a little bit later on.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Why don't you shut up now and get off the camera?
Why don't you? How many more traffic reports do you have today? We got one coming up now, and then we got a couple. One in the 8, one in the 9, or something like that.
We got.
Can't you go do these in the streets, like in a busy intersection, and maybe a car will run into you, and we can get some attention?
Wait, do you want me to literally stand in the middle of an intersection giving these reports?
Like maybe on 880.
Well, like this guy was off to the side of the shoulder. He was on the shoulder, but
he was on a sidewalk.
Was that where he was?
Yeah, sidewalk, schmidewalk.
Yeah, we need to increase the chances that something like this happens to us so we can get some attention.
Can you imagine how happy they were that this happened?
I'm sure they were happy, but we also got to remember that this was filmed, so we're a non-visual medium.
That's right. We're going to need people to use their imagination, but I think they'll be able to understand what it sounds like if your skull gets crushed by a muffler.
We have to get creative. We're going the way of the Mexican drug cartel.
Yeah. Can you get out there and do your next few reports from the streets, but put yourself in a high-risk situation where maybe we can... Because people really love stuff like this. Don't get hurt, but like maybe some close calls would be good.
So fractured bones is the goal.
No, you don't need to hurt any. Just like hopefully just, like this guy did. The car almost ran over him, but didn't.
Okay.
And then tell all your no friends that you're okay.
Yeah. And then when he cried and asked his wife, you can just, give a message.
You can just say, like,
give a message
hey,
to nobody.
I'm alive.
You can talk to that sugar daddy that buys you gifts through Reddit. You can let your sugar daddy know you're fine.
I just want to let my sugar daddy know that I made it.
Send me some Band-Aids and ice packs.
And a video game.
All right?
Yeah, I know the perfect intersection.
All right, good. So get out there for your next traffic from the streets.
Will do.
That's what's going to happen. Thank you. We return in a moment, and your BFD tickets are almost here. That's right. It's not sold out yet because we haven't put tickets officially on sale yet. But pretty soon we'll probably be saying you're sold out BFD, so you might as well get your tickets now for free from us. We will do that and come back with an invention in a moment that I'm shocked was not pitched to us during the Dank Tank because it is that ridiculous. We'll do that after this.
I'm Patrick.
Yeah! All right.
You all right?
I'm a little shooken up, but we're good.
Is there anyone you want to tell that you're okay?
No.
Kevin Klein Live.
This is her number?
Yes.
All right.
Please destroy.
No. We need to get to the bottom of this because we were talking yesterday and trying to figure out if Allie's younger sister. Some like to call her the hot one.
Some people. You mean every person.
Right. Some people, people with vision and whatnot.
Family, friends, grandparents.
And just curious as to if she ever had her girl experience. Allie's made a life of it. It's no longer an experience anymore. It's a lifestyle. And Allie does not believe her sister did or ever has done anything other than maybe just kiss a girl, but she never came to you for guidance in any way whatsoever.
No, I think that she has made out and touched boobs, but I don't think she's done anything beyond that. I don't think she's gone to third base with a girl at all.
You think she skipped third one right to home? That's what I think. And I don't know your sister, obviously, other than the fact to know that I know some things about her. She loves festivals.
She's hot.
Yeah, she seems fun and free-spirited. I don't know. I'd like to believe that in this day and age, year 2016, that this is going on a lot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more of this happening.
It could be. We'll have to find out. So are we supposed to call her now?
I'll dial from here, but I just wanted to. I don't know if I'm gonna. You're gonna have to have this conversation. The last time I believe your sister was on the show was when you called to alert her to the good news that incest was legal in Germany.
Yeah. So the track record thus far on the show, not good.
It's been a year since we last called her, and the second phone call
and asked her uncomfortable questions.
Will now be
sex.
a second uncomfortable conversation, which I very much look forward to.
All right.
So this is the number.
God, you memorized it so fast.
Didn't memorize it yet. I'm reading it, but I will memorize it. I'm putting it to memory right now. And I won't speak.
Thank you.
Hello?
Lauren?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm driving to work.
Oh. Well, I had a question for you.
What's she listening to?
What are you listening to?
I was listening to the Strumbellas.
Oh.
Spotify.
They're playing at BFD.
I know.
So we've been having a discussion about sex and our sex about our sex and our sex lives.
Okay.
And some of people, Kevin mainly, had questions about.
Don't say Kevin mainly. Lots of different people had questions. Many people.
About the fact that I am a member of the gay community, but they wondered if you had ever been with ladies, and if so, what base did you go to?
I have not.
Oh, come on, never?
Okay, well, I made out with a few chicks in high school, but that was it.
But what base?
I don't know. Is that considered first?
Yeah, but did you touch boobs or anything?
No.
Never. Not once. Never poked a nipple?
It was like drunkenly making out with your friends.
Okay, so you probably did touch boobs then.
I did not.
Nothing in college?
No, nothing in college.
We won't say your real name, so we'll call you Lauren instead.
I didn't do anything in college.
Okay, wait. So when you made out with the guys drunken at parties, or made out with the girls, sorry, were guys there watching or in the room?
I feel like there were a couple occasions, but I don't think there was ever, I don't know. Why?
This is a very important question, all right? Take this seriously.
Try to remember.
I don't really remember, guys might have been there. We might have been like, oh my God, let's just make out right now. But
never at one of your festivals. I know you go to every festival out there. You've never been at Coachella, all of a sudden start hot and heavy with some chick wearing wings?
No, that's never happened.
I don't know. Did Allie ruin the lesbian lifestyle for you?
I don't think she's ruined it. I've just, seen, I guess, from other people in the family that, it's not something for me.
We've already got one.
God, their lives are awful. I don't want that.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm surprised. I feel like you would have at least touched some boobs or something.
Well, I'm sorry I let you down.
Never showered with a couple of girls?
Jesus.
Actually, yeah.
See? I knew it. You just got to ask the questions. Of course.
Have you ever been naked in a hot tub with another woman?
Yeah, I think so. Not be I mean, it's not like a sexual thing. It's just like your friends, it's okay to be naked in front of each other.
Okay, Lauren, I also think that for you it wasn't sexual. You were probably in the hot tub naked with like a friend being like, this isn't a big deal. And the girl that you were with was probably having the time of her life going, oh my God, this is finally going to happen.
I feel like I would know if my friends were lesbians.
That's what you think.
You have to send them to me first.
That's what I know.
So none of Allie's lesbians ever came on to you?
No.
Has there ever been a lesbian hitting on you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh.
But, like, when I go with, like, to the Castro.
Right.
And this one time when I went to Gay Pride, this, like, chain of lesbians slapped my ass as I walked by.
A chain of lesbians?
Oh, my God. So you are a better lesbian than me.
I knew it. Congratulations. You're the best lesbian in the family.
Damn it.
Allie's never had her ass smacked by a chain of lesbians, and she is one.
She's like, oh, all the time. I'm like, really?
They call Allie the middle link in that chain.
All right. Well, thanks for picking up the phone.
No problem.
And for being generally better at everything.
A lot of people asking if we can replace all the pictures of Allie on the website with her sister.
Yeah. They're not just asking to replace pictures, actually. They're asking to replace me completely.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she would be fun. Oh, she's got so many wild stories.
I forgot how much hotter Allie's sister sounds than her.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Can we see a picture of your sister? Hearing her stories, I am intrigued.
I mean, it's like everything you asked her. Yeah, naked in the hot tub with the girl, of course. Shower with the girls, yes. Chain of lesbians
People
slapping
have
me.
so many more questions for her.
She doesn't even listen to this dumb show. She listens to Spotify every morning. She's
like
the best.
A cool girl.
She's a new and improved version of you. Oh, God, I love her.
415, did she ever brush boobs with another woman? So many more questions.
I'm sure we got to get her back on. I got the follow-ups that are pouring through. It's overwhelming. People are intrigued by her. She's everything Allie is not. Fascinating, into women. Allie is into women. She's dating a woman.
Damn it.
Just goes to show you that it's the equivalent of like when a guy goes to Vegas for the night, meets a woman, has sex. It's like a fascinating story. But then when he's like, "Hey, you've been married 3 years," and you're like, "Yeah, I had sex last night." Like, with who?
Yeah.
Like, my wife.
Oh,
that story.
boring.
I've seen this one before. Boring.
I'm like the old married couple.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yes, Allie's sister hopefully will make an appearance back on the show. And someone said a great matchmaker would be Allie's sister and Deadeye's cousin. I would like to see that happen.
Someone said that her face should be photoshopped onto Deadeye's cousin's picture.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was a little creepy. Let me take that down a notch.
My sister's not the only one that's had cool lesbian experiences. 408 said, once at a bar, a lesbian just walked up to me and kissed me while I was talking to a friend. I didn't know the rules were different for lesbians. Why are all these people having these amazing lesbian experiences that I never had?
Allie would love these. She never gets this stuff. Never gets slapped in the butt. Never gets made out with randomly. No.
I don't get slapped in the ass by a chain of lesbians.
Nothing like that. Well, apparently you're in the wrong place. Is this the same woman on both lines, Dad? There's a lot of people on the phone that want BFD tickets, and we'll give them away in a second. But I'm trying to. This is the exact same phone number on lines 1 and 3. I hate when people do this. They hog up our lines here.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Okay, good. Let's have fun with her. Line 1, hello.
Hi, yes. I was on hold a minute ago for the BFD ticket.
And what happened?
He put me on hold. Actually, it's still on hold. He took my name and the city I was calling from, but I was just wanting to make sure I didn't get forgotten.
No, hold on. Let me put you on hold. Line 3, hello.
This is Maria.
What can we do for you?
Yes. I was calling because I had gotten through for the BFD.
And what happened?
He put me on hold today. I don't know what happened. I'm on hold for 7 minutes now.
No, hold on. I'm dealing with it. Between you and me, I'm dealing with that angry woman on the other phone on hold. So hold on. Let me just deal with her.
Oh, no. No, that's me.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Line 1, hello.
Hello.
Hi, sorry to keep you on hold. You won't believe this woman we're dealing with on line 3 right now. Ugh.
She's just one of those people, you know what I mean?
What do you mean you can't believe?
She keeps complaining about being on hold, but she won't hold on long enough for us to figure out why.
Oh, am I supposed to be on hold still?
No, you're doing everything right. It's the woman on line 3. Just complain. Ugh, it's such a pain.
No, I'm not complaining. That's me.
Okay, well, you hold on so we can take care of her first, and then we'll come back and help you, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on. Line 3, Maria, hi.
Yeah?
Sorry about that. This woman on the other line, oh, boy.
How dare her complain?
Yeah, sometimes you just get some bad apples, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I'm like, calm down, people.
Anyway, what can we do for you so that we can go back and then pretend to help the other woman?
Oh, well, no, nothing really. Just tell me that these tickets for the BSD are good, and you're going to send them to me, and we're all good.
I wish it were that simple, but I think we just gave our last pair away to the woman on the other line.
What's that?
We promised them to the other woman on hold.
You know what they say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
But I am that woman.
Hold on, we'll look into it. Hey, line 3?
Yeah?
Hey, I'm sorry, we don't have BFD tickets because we promised them to the woman on line 1.
That's me. I suppose I'll go ahead and hang up and you can give them to her. I'll be the nice girl.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, line 1?
Yeah, line 1.
We just gave tickets away to the woman on line 3.
That was our last pair, too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, maybe the woman on line 3 will take you.
But I am that woman.
Aren't we all, though, really?
Wait a minute, I'm so confused.